right, good morning on day 11. This is about a constant here. Poor Fran, covered in dust. But Karen's getting her all cleaned up because we are heading on a scenic drive today. So we are leaving the area that we spent the night, the last 2 nights, and we are headed towards Big Bend Ranch State Park. Now we're going to go past a little town Karen and I drove out to last night. Here you can see the Terlingua ghost town. Really cool little area. We stopped by. There was an old cemetery there. I always find those very interesting, and it did not disappoint. So, but we have about 150 miles to drive today, and it's all supposed to be beautiful. So we're excited. I definitely could get on board with Southwest Texas. So this is part of the same mountain range that we were seeing yesterday in Big Bend National Park.
That great wall.
Yep. Yeah, the Game of Thrones wall.
And that's the division between the United States and Mexico.
Right, right. So that's how close we are, and we're going to get even closer to Mexico. I have a feeling this is just going to be a spectacular drive day. Nothing but views as far as you can see. We have arrived at Big Bend Ranch State Park. We're here at the visitor center. Very cool area. Love how it's landscaped. And we just noticed this is an international dark sky park, and I do not find that hard to believe. In Southwest Texas, it gets dark. So we stopped in here at the visitor center. Gonna go in and get some information, and I'm sure a magnet for Fran, and then get on our way.
Really, really beautiful area. In the middle of the mountains here. This is gorgeous. Like this center area of the visitor center. Wow. Beautiful, really beautiful visitor center. All right, so there's an exhibit here as well. So we're going to go inside and see what that is. All right, so they have some history, and I'm guessing this tells you about the gentleman that they've named this visitor center after. His name was Barton Warnock. An environmental education center is named in recognition of Dr. Barton H. Warnock, former professor emeritus at Sul Ross State University in Alpine, and a leading authority on the botany of this region. So that's why they named it after him. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I think it's really nice that they have this information for people, talking about the Chihuahuan Desert and all things desert related. And then you have a topography map here of the area. And this map right here will give you an idea of kind of where we're at, which is probably right in here somewhere. This is the Chihuahuan Desert. And this is, I guess, still part of the Chihuahuan Desert, all of this. But this is kind of where we're at. Then it shows the rest of the deserts. This is the Sonoran Desert, which we will be visiting. Yeah, so this is talking about the history, the geological history. How many millions of years, Shannon?
285.
Oh, okay, right here we go. This region spent 285 million years under a Paleozoic sea. Wow, very cool. And then this over here talks about the geological history of the world, right here. So 285 million years it was undersea. Wow, very cool. This is saying the Chihuahuan desert landscape seen today is the product of 570 million years of slow and occasionally violent actions of the geological forces of mountain building, volcanism, and erosion. It is truly spectacular, this area. And then they have some of the prehistoric bones and dinosaur bones here of what was once this deep sea. Look at that, that is so cool. After the sea level dropped, dinosaurs roamed the land. As the Cretaceous Sea withdrew, the Big Bend Mexican borderlands became a region of brackish water lagoons and lowlands. The rich and fertile land supported numerous animals, including several species of dinosaurs. So this is kind of depicting the mural, and then this is telling you what time frame this was happening right here. After the Jurassic era. And then they have some samples of the prehistoric artifacts. Shark teeth, petrified palm wood, oyster. You see that? Ironstone, carbonized wood, a crocodile tooth, and a dinosaur claw. Wow, super cool. This is a dinosaur bone of the Alamosaurus, the upper foreleg. It was a very large sauropod, and it was found near Big Bend National Park. Wow. So the sauropods were roaming a pretty vast area. Wow, super cool. This wall, they're talking about the Texas, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, pterosaur. Okay. It's the largest flying animal yet discovered. This wing and other small bone fragments were found in the upper Cretaceous beds of Big Bend National Park in the 1970s. They became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous, along with the dinosaurs on land and Lithosaurus on the sea. Since this specimen was found, I don't know how to say that, Quetzalcoatlus has been discovered in other parts of the world. Forgive me for butchering the words. But this is the artifact. Wow, that is just incredible. Oh, is it? Okay. It's a replica of what?
The wingspan.
Just the wingspan. One wing.
One wing.
Yeah, this would be just one. Oh, that would be a scary thing coming at you. So we did see some of this on one of the trails. There's a lot of exposure of this type of thing in the rocks here. And you will see it if you get out on some of the trails and really get out and look. So this is stating 17 million years ago, after eons of upheaval by colliding continents and volcanoes, the Earth's crust began to stretch and fracture into blocks. The blocks collapsed, creating parallel mountain ranges separated by gravens or valleys. And this is a lot of what you're going to see when you come out to Big Bend. It's beautiful. It's just spectacular. So I would say if you ever come out to this area, try to squeeze in some hikes. That way you can really get back in, and see the geological history just in the rocks. It's just amazing. Now it's saying that reliable sources of water and an abundance of animals and edible plants allowed humans with minimal technology to adapt to the desert environment more than 4,000 years ago. As technology increased through the millennia, humans adapted more easily and their impact quickly spread across the landscape. It says descendants of the American Indians who first arrived here several thousand years ago remain today absorbed into the modern population. And you will see a lot of this across the Southwest, where they had where they lived, carved out their areas in the sides of the mountains. And then these are like the mortars that they would use to grind their food, their grains, and so forth. You'll see a whole lot of that, at which Shannon and I are going to be visiting some of that. But yeah, very cool. And these are some of the modern day animals, birds, so forth that you will see in this area. And a few more of what you might see out here. And this is more of what you will see out in the desert now. Shannon and I got lucky. We saw 3 roadrunners. And it's starting to bloom out here in the desert, so we did see some of the blooms. And then over to the right are some more things that you might see. We unfortunately did not see any of these things, or fortunately, however you want to look at that. The soap tree yucca, right here. This is one of the plants that's blooming out here that you will see this time of year. We have seen that quite a bit. More of the bird and reptile population we have not seen. And then more of what you might find here.
Alright, so we got some information. The visitor center. We're going to try to do the closed canyon trail, which takes you to a slot canyon, and the Hoodoos. We are on our way. So we just drove through an area called Lajitas, and it looked like a very nice area. So here's a little picnic area off to the side. We're gonna stop at here quick. So we stopped here just to check out these cute little teepees. They're actually little picnic areas that you can stop at along the side of the road here in Big Bend Ranch State Park. Aren't they cool? And look at the mountains all around us. So we've stopped at a really pretty viewing area. Down below you is the Rio Grande. It's dried up in a lot of places. I mean, it's not flowing heavily, but the spring rains have not started coming yet, so I'm guessing it will fill up some. But this is such a pretty area. Beautiful canyon area. I'm going to turn you around and show you the other direction. There you go. And all this green, that's where the river flows. You can see it back here. There's people paddling. Yeah, it's beautiful. Of course, in the United States,
And across that river is Mexico. And they say that the boundary line is down the center of the Rio Grande River.
Alright, so we are approaching the closed canyon trailhead up here on the left.
Hoping we get a spot.
Hoping we get a spot. There are two trails that we're hoping to do. This one and the Hoodoo Trail, which is a little bit further down the road. So looking forward to exploring, definitely. And after Santa Elena yesterday, I think we're both kind of hooked on slot canyons.
Checkpoint off of Highway 67. So, yeah, we had to pull in and stop.
All traffic, they were making all traffic going. This was like, what, Los Alamos when we had to do it?
Yeah. But he just came to the window and asked if we were U.S. citizens and chatted with us. Although while he's chatting, he was checking us out.
Yep, checking out our park permits on the that we still have taped to the dash.
Yeah. So yeah, he waved us through, but the guy behind us was in a huge RV. I mean, one of those giant ones, and we noticed
five guys
came out and they started searching his RV. So yeah,
wow.
Just so you know,
Border Patrol wants nothing to do with two old ladies traveling.
so just be an old lady.
Oh my.
Okay, everybody, so we have made it to Alpine, Texas. It's been an interesting day. We took two trails. One was another slot canyon trail.
The Closed Canyon Trail.
And we did the Hoodoos Trail.
Yep.
Walked down, and I dipped my toe into the Rio Grande River.
And the drive-through there is awesome. Mm-hmm. It's like a roller coaster. It is super windy. It is super hilly. And there were times that I was equally as horrified as I was in awe. It's not for the lighthearted, so Karen drove the whole way through it.
The other thing is we noticed a lot of state trooper presence as we started to leave Big Bend.
What was the
when
name
we
of that
finally
one?
drove out Presidio,
Yeah.
Presidio, Texas.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we didn't think much of it until we got stopped at a border patrol stop point.
He said it was that we were 60 miles from the border.
Right. So
And asked us a few questions. Nice young guy.
Mm-hmm.
First off, were we American citizens? Did we have anything or anyone in the back? And he left us go through. It was just a little bit. It caught me off guard.
Yeah, we didn't realize that was
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Right.
We have nothing to hide.
No, but
So-
I, for a brief moment, thought, did we cross over? And I just didn't realize it because we were oohing and ahhing all over the mountain.
Yeah. Anyhow, it was interesting. It was a beautiful day. We drove from horrible hot 90-degree weather.
awful.
Big Bend was just hot. I mean, hot.
Awesome, but
Gorgeous. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But it was in the 90s. So just fair warning.
well, it was some kind of
Personally, I think you should go to Big Bend in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine going there during the peak of summer. It must be just beyond intense, the heat.
2 days from now it's supposed to be in the 60s. So we just happened to be here during some kind of freak 3 to 4 day warm up.
Yeah, we
and
did.
it did. The one day the car Fran registered 97 degrees.
It was so hot that my phone was telling me, you're too hot. So yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't able to. I couldn't charge it or anything because it was too hot. So that's how hot it was. But anyhow, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. So we landed in Alpine, Texas.
Yep. Tomorrow we are going to take a day here and kind of get ourselves back together again.
Some
The
laundry
van is
done.
dirty. So we're going to clean and wash clothes and all that. So we have a cleanup day.
Yeah. Get some goodies sent home to family. So.
Yep. All right. So,
Talk to you later.
all right. Bye, everybody.